Hello everyone, we are group number 2. Our group members are Hemant Palwar, Vayarayu, Milu, Jayali Za. For this studio we will be focusing on the infrastructures, mobility, and logistics. In this topic we are studying the following subjects in detail. That is road network, sustainable transport modes, LTZ policy and other future opportunities. Road network of the territory is arranged in the radial manner focusing towards the city of Milan. We have tried to analyze the road hierarchy here. The traffic pattern of the territory can be analyzed by this map. The major roads are heavily congested during rush hours. This is generally due to the great use of private vehicles in the area. From this graphics we can understand the rush hour is generally between the 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., in the evening it's 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There is significant increase in the waiting time during the rush hour. In year 2017, the waiting time was about 19 minutes in the morning and 17 minutes the evening during rush hours. In year 2018 it's been increased by 1 minute and year 2019 it's been further increased by a minute. If we summarize this time, commuters typically spend about 149 hours, that is 6 days and 5 minutes in the traffic yearly. From this we can analyze that commuters still have major inclination towards the private modes of transport. In order to understand the scenario of mass public transport, we have mapped all the public transport routes and their stops. This map presents the rail network in territory. This is generally useful for the regional connectivity. Even if the surrounding is well connected, the frequency of trains is less, which affects its ridership. We have drawn 400 meters radius to check the catchment area with respect to walkability towards the station. Further 800 meters radius shows the distance which can generally covered by the bicycle. We can also see that the stations are located at relatively more distance than that of metro stations to catch majorly the regional commuters. Stations of tram are placed very near to each other, which has relatively local catchment area. Also, northern part of the territory is well not connected with trams. In the metro line map, we can see that the stations are located near to each other as compared to the railway stations in order to increase the local ridership. The red line is recently been extended towards north to tackle the problem of regional integration. However, the northern part remains unconnected by metro lines too. Similar to the railway station map, we have marked 400 meters radius to analyze the walkability towards the station. We have also drawn the 800 meters radius circle with station as center to understand the area which is generally accessible by bicycle. Study of bus routes and its stops shows that the territory is connected by bus network. However, the frequency of buses towards the northern portion is very less, which results the low number of commuters. If we overlap all these public transport layers on each other, we can analyze that there is notable formation of nodes of interchanges from one transport modes to another. These nodes are major traffic and pedestrian influencers in these zones. This map analyzes the locations of the public parking lots. Along with this, we have also observed there is major haphazard parking on the streets of territory. It is observed that the cycle paths does not maintain the continuity throughout the territory. Municipality of Milan has focused only on the paths inside the city limits but not in the metropolitan region. Here we can see that the distribution of parking spaces for bikes located towards the central Milan. This map shows the distribution of bike sharing point throughout the territory. This map analyzes distribution of public parks in the territory. Public squares and plazas are marked in this map. If we overlap the bicycle path map with other mass public transport modes, we can analyze that they are not well integrated. As well as major public parks and public square are also missing the connections from the cycle paths. If we look the figures of Milan city area, about 57% commuters prefer to travel by public transport modes, whereas the opposite situation is seen in the other remaining metropolitan region of Milan. There are about 58% commuters prefer to travel by their private vehicles. Milan metropolitan area is the 20th in the world for its public transport efficiency and 17th in smooth traffic flow. In the metropolitan area of Milan, passengers generally spend about 2.25% of their monthly income on the public transports. Whereas this figure is very low if we compared it with Mumbai city, where passengers spend only 0.9% of their monthly income. From this we can say that, affordability of public transport also plays a crucial role. Low-emission policy is designed to discourage the use of polluting private vehicles like petrol or diesel cars. It targets to cut down the use of polluting vehicles by 2030 in phasing. But it is affecting the further metropolitan area. Here is an example. If a person wished to travel to Area C from the northern part of territory with his private vehicle which is not allowed to enter into Area B, he will have to park his vehicle outside the Area B and then he will required to take the nearby public transport to travel further towards his destination. From this we can analyze that this policy will definitely cause to pressure on the public transport systems in future as well parking in the outskirts of Area B if the necessary actions are not taken. PS Upper is one of the tactical urban planning experimented project between Via Vanini and Via Spoleto in No Low neighborhood, where streets are reorganized in order to promote soft mobility and public spaces. We tried to study the different street sections throughout the territory. From this, we have analyzed that the streets have been given major importance to the vehicular traffics. Cycle tracks and walkability has been given very less importance. Milan metropolitan area has various rail yards out of which 9 rail yards are open for redevelopment. Greco rail yard is one of them which falls under our territory. This yard is planned to be redeveloped for social housing, green infrastructure and other public spaces. This will also affect a large chunk of the territory. Here is summary of this analytical studio for the territory. There is major lack in continuity of public transport toward north. Affordability of mass public transport also required to taken care of. Lack in the regional connectivity is also observed. Future pressure in the outskirts of the Area B requires to be addressed. New policies are required to be designed in order to maintain the good vehicular and pedestrian movement in the outskirts of Area B. Lack of sustainable infrastructure such as bicycling in outskirts of Milan city is observed. Street planning have been given more importance to the private vehicles and their parking. Opening of rail yard land will need to address as a great opportunity to improve the infrastructure. Thank you so much for listening.